This player is compared to Stephen Curry by no other than Phil Jackson. This player is putting up nearly 20 points and nearly 7 assists, shooting 39% from 3 in 1996 no less, and within 2 years no one will sign him. Why? When most NBA players fall off, it's due to ongoing injuries, old age, or the league changed too fast for them. It's pretty rare that a player falls off from not standing for the national anthem. Here's the NBA player who, before the days of Colin Kaepernick, protested the anthem and was blackballed from the NBA. Phil Jackson compared Stephen Curry to this player. What? And it makes sense. In his peak three-point shooting year, he shot 39.2%, and in his peak free throw shooting year, he shot 95.6%, which is the third best free throw shooting season ever. Who is it? Well, his name was Chris Jackson. Not a name I'm familiar with either. Later, he legally changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, but we will discuss later. He was born in 1969 to a single mother in Mississippi and grew up in poverty. He was first noticed playing basketball by a middle-aged girls coach actually on the playground. After taking the coach's recommendation, Abdul-Rauf played his first organized basketball game and scored 24 points even though he didn't know the rules. In high school, he became Mr. Basketball in Mississippi twice, in '87 and '88, before committing to LSU. In his time there, Abdul-Rauf broke the NCAA record for both points in a season and points per game by a freshman at 30.2, records he still holds to this day. He broke the record for most points in a game by a freshman with 53, then broke it again with 55. He earned SEC Player of the Year twice and first-time All-American twice as well. In the 1990 draft, Abdul-Rauf was drafted third overall by the Denver Nuggets. The only players drafted ahead of him were Derek Coleman and Gary Payton. 1991 was the year Chris Jackson converted to Sunni Islam, and he changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf in 1993. He has since converted to Shia Muslim. He was awarded the NBA's Most Improved Player in 1993, where he jumped from roughly 10.3 points per game to 19.2 points per game. In 1993, he participated in the slam dunk contest despite never dunking in an actual game. 1996 was the year when this story all began. He had refused to stand during the anthem before games in protest of anti-Muslim rhetoric, citing the United States flag as quote-unquote a symbol of oppression, and that the United States has a long history of tyranny. He was then suspended by David Stern. After discussions with the NBA, they were able to work out a compromise where Abdul-Rauf would stand but close his eyes and look downward. He was silently reciting an Islamic prayer during this time for those suffering from all walks of life. That immediate offseason, he was traded to the Kings for Sarunas Marciulionis and a second-round pick. To compare the two's production, Abdul-Rauf put up 19 and almost 7 assists, Marciulionis almost 11 points and 1.5 rebounds. A clearly lopsided trade, which shows how Abdul-Rauf's PR hit had diminished his trade value this severely. But, fun fact, Marciulionis is actually the first player to bring the Eurostep to the league. So, Denver did get that for 1 year. With Colin Kaepernick, several NFL and NBA players have publicly supported him. This was not the case with Abdul-Rauf. America, or at least fans of the NBA, were outraged by this, calling it unpatriotic. The following season, Sacramento declined Abdul-Rauf's minutes by 20%, and then they were cut again the following year to almost half what they originally were with 17 minutes per game. Abdul-Rauf's production never was what it once was. Could it have been from a fall in production or a fall in skills? It could have been. Abdul-Rauf sees it differently. He states that the anthem controversy is 100% the reason. Even when he was traded, they messed with his minutes and rhythm, and no one in the NBA signed him 2 years after a great season. If you want to check him out, he is currently playing the Big Three for the Three-Headed Monsters alongside Kwame Brown and Rashard Lewis. For more stories on NBA history, be sure to check out the videos on the screen and subscribe for more further NBA stories.